Travel Around Kazakhstan is an educational program on domestic tourism produced within the framework of Ruhani Jangiru project. Every episode, our camera crew travels along popular routes marked on a touristification map of the Republic. Since gaining the elevated status of the capital of the Great Steppe, Astana has changed dramatically in geographical as well as spiritual and cultural terms. Modern urban development objects appeared here that have already become iconic: majestic Baytirek, innovative Nur Alem, and Grand Museum of Space. After visiting these architectural masterpieces, you have to tour the International Tourism University and have a swim in the only city indoor water park later. Finally, it is possible to raise your level of education and improve your health. For this purpose, they created educational and medical clusters in the capital. Astana is expecting you. The attraction in the center of the city always draws people's eyes. It seems to hover over the ground. These 80 meters in diameter of steel and glass look lightweight. The only spherical structure of such scale, named Nur Alem, is a central element of architectural composition of Expo 2017. Each of 8 floors is nothing like the other and is bound together by one super idea of energy of the future. Hi, my name is Shinbulat Pazil, and this is Travel Around Kazakhstan show. Any tourists coming to Astana primarily seek to take photographs of themselves in front of the Kazakhstani pavilion. Therefore, the proposition of organizers of Expo 2017 fair to locate the Museum of Space in this place makes sense. By the way, Nur Alem translates from Kazakh as the bright world for a purpose. People claim that this object can be seen even from space. I am not sure about that, but the scale of the Kazakhstani national canopy is surely impressive from Earth. The size of the sphere is 15,000 square meters, the height is 80 meters, and the weight is 13,000 tons. Nur Alem is almost twice as heavy as the Eiffel Tower. Glass blocks give the formidable weight of the construction. Each of them weighs from 600 to 800 kilograms. These units are unique in form and substance. Glass curved in 2 planes resulting in a spherical shape without angles. Well-known companies from Switzerland, Italy, and Germany have designed the interior of the building. The first story belongs to Kazakhstan for good reasons. Unlike other levels of Nur Alem, it has another task to show the history of the state to foreign guests. Its area is 5,000 square meters, only slightly smaller than the football field, the floor divided into 2 zones. We already covered the first one, the history and culture of Kazakhstan. For instance, Tokamak KTM is a copy of a fusion reactor from Kurchatov city. During synthesis, it generates large volumes of heat and plasma, with the help of which Tokamak provides electricity. It is enough for power supply of a city with 300,000 people. A place for the great music is left on the first floor. 2, for immortal works of Kurmangazi and other prominent composers of Kazakhstan. It would be unexpected if no alternative sources were not providing the electrical capability here. This part has photo elements that transform solar radiation into electricity. 2 wind generators are inside the top of Nur Alem. They are unique in that they work regardless of air direction and strength. Alternative renewables supply a significant part of pavilion needs. We have to go to the 2nd floor. Humanity uses the power of water since the dawn of time. Capacity shows stable growth for almost half of a century. At the time, more than 160 nations use water for power generation. Sadly, distribution of these sustainable resources on the planet is extremely varied. Some republics like China, Brazil, Canada, the USA, and Russia concentrate more than half of the hydroelectric potential. Do you know why the direction united by the concept of biomass potential is appealing? This method solves several pressing challenges. People should not underestimate the effectiveness of biomass. The most promising area is an organic fuel obtained by biomass pyrolysis. For the record, the German Energy Agency projects that by 2030, with improvements in technology, the biomass pyrolysis can supply 35% of German motor fuel consumption. The fifth story is on the wind and air pressure. By the beginning of 2016, the total installed ability of the wind generators amounted to 432 gigawatts and beat out the overall installed capacity of thermonuclear power. Some countries have specially developed in wind pressure. These include Denmark, Portugal, Nicaragua, Spain, and Germany. Kazakhstan has major renewable projects too. Manufacturers will construct 48 MW wind farms in the Oktябрь region. A prospective yearly volume of generation capacity will be approximately 200 gigawatts per hour. The number of investments will be about 100 million euros. The sun is not just another star of the Milky Way. It is everything. On a clear day, it gives us almost a kilowatt of heat per square meter of surface. It is surprising if they had not dedicated a separate ground to the star. Now, the sixth level is energy of the sun. A huge orange ball, which represents the sun, is in the base of six-story exposition. It becomes clear to visitors that they deal with numerous ways of using the star potential at different times of the world history, from ancient civilizations to modern advanced technologies. Despite some weaknesses, solar power is a cheap investment. Suffice says, in 2012, the output of global solar power plants reached 100 gigawatts. In 2018, Saudi Arabia declared its intention to create the 200 gigawatt solar installation. Kazakhstan will have the largest facility of 100 gigawatt, not only in the Republic but in the CIS region too. World investments into renewables has made $1 trillion overall. It is significantly ahead of reserves into the oil and gas industry. It is fitting that the next powerhouse after the Sun and solar system in scope is the cosmos itself in its broadest definition. A boundless, cold, dangerous, yet intriguingly unknown. It has a different extent. Future astronauts sent beyond our home cannot ask for help. The Nur Alem gave the 7th auditorium to the incredible space energy display. The star capacity is the primary source of energy in the universe. The world has a great range of heavenly bodies, but the most common one is the class of the Sun. By the way, it produces as much pressure as 300,000 years of manufacturing of all human energetics per 1 second. This example shows how astounding the stars are. Even though the thought of taming the star's dynamism seems idealistic, ideas about flights to space were like that quite recently.
Осы жерде халықаралық ғарыш станциясы туралы керекті ақпаратты алуға болады. Халықаралық ғарыш станциясы
You can learn a lot about the International Space Station here. It was launched to the Earth's orbit in 1984 when Ronald Reagan was the President of the United States. On Earth, they pumped some air to ISS reservoirs by electrolyzing water, so astronauts will breathe during an emergency.
қызықты деректерді оқуға болады.
In 1964, Soviet radio astronomer Nikolai Kardashev suggested a system of measuring the technological progress of civilization based on the power volume it consumes. According to theory, Type 1 civilization uses all means of the home planet. The second category subdues interstellar energy, and Type 3 of its galaxy. If it is true, outer space is the only path of humans. Star output is beyond thermonuclear reaction occurring in its depths. It produces unbelievable gravity typical for massive objects. Black holes are curious phenomena from this point of view, as they completely overturn the existing order of things. The question of how much more natural resources will be enough for us always rises. Taking research of scientists into consideration, we will be provided oil for 50 years, coal for 120 years, and gas limited to 100 years. Therefore, it is vital for the future of humankind to explore the space. Let's get back to the universal level of Nur Alem. Here, guests are presented with a spectacular panoramic view of outer space and cosmic research tunnel. Children and adults might enjoy exclusive walk on the moon ride, which allows them to feel the spacefaring atmosphere and imagine themselves the conqueror of intergalactic parsecs for a second. Any longest path starts from the first step. Could it be taken in Nur Alem? Could it not? Our space journey ends. The Earth is still the sole place in the whole universe where humans feel truly comfortable, our home. We must make the world around us cleaner, safer, and better. Take a look around Astana, how it will expand using present technology. It is reasonable that the highest, 8th flooring of Nur Alem focus on Astana, the Expo 2017 host. The marvelous view of the youngest center of the world opens from here. Nevertheless, eco-friendly power and the way it changes the landscape of the city is crucial and evident. It is scheduled that in the nearest future, up to 80% of the consumed metropolis energy will be generated with help from the green technology. PromoBot can demonstrate floor to you. We have 2 machines on each level, 17 in total. They can sing, dance, take a picture, and send it to your mail. During an entertaining game in which adults and children can take part, they receive valuable information about ecology. Purpose of the game is to provide Earth with only eco-friendly power without gas emissions. Map of Kazakhstan on the 8th layer reflected in the mirrored ceiling. People get informed about plans of Astana in 3 languages at the same time. For example, it wants to increase the gross domestic product from $12,000 to $60,000 to enter top 30 global cities. These are not empty words. Kazakhstan faces major trails within the framework of transition to eco-friendly energetics. People expect by 2020, the share of renewable resources of energy will grow from 1% to 3%. In 2030, they want to increase it up to 10%. By 2050, the Republic intends to achieve a portion of 50% in renewable potential. Unfortunately, the current disparity of prices is in favor of electricity manufactured by traditional methods. Based on this present energy-related paradigm, alternative power is practically uncompetitive. This issue is common for everyone, not just Kazakhstan. Good help for political will is Kazakhstan's one-of-a-kind landscape, as if created for the advancement of alternative renewables in various directions. The Republic, having the 9th largest territory in the world, is abundant in places that get the highest amount of solar radiation and strong winds all year. The clusters of renewables formed here We are finishing our acquaintance with the central pavilion of the Expo 2017. Fall will surrender its rights to winter soon. Astana and almost the entire country covered in the snow, but it will be warm in the homes of Kazakhstan residents. I want to believe that sustainable energy resources gives us some of this heat. Alternative resources go hand in hand with the trend in power efficiency. Even though it is not focused on Nur Alem building that we talked about today, the movement has tremendous potential for changes. Astana is a unique capital where cold temperatures might go over 40 degrees of Celsius. Modern energy-saving solutions present a different path of searching efficiency and able to give a multi-billion effect in the scope of the state. Humanity has no other option than to move towards the sustainable energetics. It will boost whole industries, like the semiconductor, which revolutionized the solar power. In some European states, the percentage of electricity manufactured with renewables is already more than half of all consumed. The clean energy is much closer than you think. Nur Alem makes it possible to realize it. I am Shinbolat Pazil with Travel Around Kazakhstan show.